All right, today here on the YouTube we are talking about the $10 upgrade that goes on every guitar. That's right, every guitar. And I forgot to grab it. One moment. And we're back. And I found it. So the $10 upgrade that goes on every guitar is this. That's right. What is this? These are Dunlop locking strap buttons. Now, is the Dunlop part important? No. You can get locking strap buttons from many different places that use different mechanisms, but strap buttons are essential. A normal guitar strap is okay, but a locking strap just gives you that peace of mind. You know that once you clip your guitar strap in, it's there, it's going to stay on your body. But the best part of the locking strap button is that once you have it installed, it gives you the confidence to start doing modifications on your own guitar. This is a perfect beginner's exercise because all it requires is a screwdriver. You don't even have to have a fancy power screwdriver that will twist on its own based on how you're twisting it. We'll talk about this in another video. But just having a standard Phillips head screwdriver will suffice. All you do is you find the strap button located here and here. We're going to cut over to the action cam. So the trick when you're screwing something in or out is to apply consistent pressure. That's step one, is you don't want it slipping. So apply consistent, strong pressure. And then secondly, you want to use the right screwdriver head for the screw that you're pulling out. So when you stick the screwdriver into the screw, there shouldn't be any play. So this screwdriver has a little play. You can hear that when I'm twisting it. So this is not ideal. I don't believe there's a bigger size on this one. So we're gonna go for broke. So I'm twisting lefty-loosey here. There we go. Screws coming out. So I'm applying pressure with the base of my hand and the meat of my hand because that's where my strength is, and then I use my fingertips to do the twisting of the screwdriver. This might seem pretty basic, but when I started doing guitar repair, I had never used tools before, really for anything. So this was all learning to me. All right, so here we have the stock strap button, the screw that goes in the middle of it, and then in between the strap button and the guitar body is a felt, just a felt thing to keep the body from scratching. In this case, we're just going to leave that one on. Well, the Dunlop ones are a little thicker. Let's see, maybe they glued this? Oh no, it was just stuck. There you go. So that peeled right off there. You can see that. Okay, so this was the factory pad, and that is the upgraded pad from Dunlop. So already we're starting to see, where does the manufacturing center cheap out on materials? The pad is definitely a viable candidate for cheapening out there. So, all right, so we're using a thicker Dunlop pad that came with our strap button. And now here is the strap button itself. Important to note is that you can buy these individually. I'll put the link in the Reverb listing. So once you have a guitar strap that you put the male end of the locking strap buttons on, this is the female end that attaches to your guitar. So you'll need to keep buying these with each guitar you buy, but you don't need to keep buying the full set unless you want to have multiple straps, or if you have like an Explorer where the strap button mounts differently because of where the Explorer strap button sits relative to like a Les Paul and SG, a pointing guitar. So that's something to keep in mind too. All right, so process to reinstall. We've got our screw, which is going to go in the top. So there's the top there. There we go. So you can see the screw head fits perfectly in there. And then you put the pad. There we go. So the pad's kind of like on the screw there. And then the next step is just to screw it back in. It really is that easy. So we're gonna, ow, how was I even doing this before? I don't even remember. There we go. All right, so there's our visibility. We got our hole. You can see there's no finish cracking, which is pretty good. If you were wanting to drill a new hole, like on an SG, for example, you wanted to move it from the back of the horn to the tip of the horn, you can do that with a power screwdriver. It's best to do a pilot hole. So I'm not going to demo that right here because this is the ideal spot. But just something to think about. You can always move your strap buttons around. You're just screwing into wood, which is what it's designed to do. So there's no harm in that. You might get some finish cracks or chips, but that's no big deal. All right, so I'm just twisting this in. I'm applying consistent pressure. I don't want it to slip and start stripping out the screw. And there's also no need to over tighten. I know you're like, oh, this is my strap button. I really want it to be in there good. But you're going to kind of feel it once you get to a certain point. It's not going in any further, it's just spinning around. So that's where we got to, like the screw is fully in. Because of the, when you put a screw into wood, you're creating channels, which is what the swirly bits of the screw are. And that's what's holding the screw in place in the wood. So even if the screw doesn't fully tighten against the wood, like in this case it's continuing to spin, those grooves that are in the wood are holding the screw in place. So I'm pulling out on this and nothing's happening. I'm trying to twist this, nothing's happening. So this one is in place, we're good to go. And you can see that the pad gets pressed down a little bit, totally normal. There is some kind of futz from the pad hanging off the edge there. You can barely see that, so I'll probably end up pulling that off with some needle nose pliers or something. But anyway, that is the $10 upgrade.